first started talking about this chair way back in the Kickstarter campaign, I was really interested. And then, went through the Omni and really enjoyed it, but just felt like it wasn't quite big enough for me.
Yeah.
And so then when the Maxis got announced, I was very interested because it was like, well, that was really the only downside to the original chair that I had. So yeah, was super excited about it, and then had pre-ordered it, and then found out I got to be selected as one of the reviewers, so it kind of worked out.
Right on. Yeah. So did you reach out in like the Facebook group, or how did they find you?
Yeah. So I actually watched your first live stream,
okay.
and so I was trying to win one in there, but I had also signed up for the beta tester program on the Facebook page, and
yeah.
I didn't win with you guys, but then I found out a couple days later that I won with the other thing. So
okay, right on. Cool. Okay, so since you've been sitting in the Maxis for a couple weeks now, what are the main things about it that you like?
Yeah, I mean, first impression right off the bat was like, this fits just like a glove, just like the Omni. The immediate difference obviously is the size, and that it actually, doesn't feel as constraining for somebody of my size. I also used to be a lot heavier than I am now, so I also understand kind of the troubles that larger folks tend to have with some of these ergonomic chairs, because they can be pretty tight. So I think the fact that the Maxis really addresses a lot of those things, you notice immediately. And I'm also, I'm tall and I have longer legs, so it's really hard for me on shorter chairs that are not as deep to be able to sit comfortably, because it always feels like it's kind of digging, into the undersides of your legs. So that was a nice welcome change too. So yeah, overall, I've been really pleased with it. The seat is a little bit firm, but I think that it's one of those things where I would rather be on the firmer side than the softer side and bottom out right away.
For sure.
And then the other thing is that a lot of these chairs, even when they're a little more firm, over time they start to break in, and you get that kind of nice natural wear.
Yeah, for sure. I think with the airflow too, the fabric that we use on it makes it feel just a little bit more stiff as well. Yeah. So do you find yourself, like, I'm curious because I work from home as well, and I sit in the Omni all day, but like, which recline feature do you find you use the most when you're working?
So when I'm working, I'm all the way upright. Like, I'm all the way upright right now, and I love that, because I am, like, again, I've got lower back issues, so when I'm locked in upright, it really feels supportive. I don't feel like I'm putting unnecessary strain on my back, and it just like keeps me in a good habit. So I really like it, kind of locked up. But when I'm, playing games, watching YouTube, whatever, I'm not quite full recline, because then I feel like I'm just gonna fall asleep. So I'm like one notch up.
I got you. Okay, cool. And do you use the Omni stretch feature at all?
Yeah, I do. It's funny because I've had so many people ask me, like, it kind of seems like it might be like a little bit of like a gimmick or something. Is it really? And I'm like, no, you don't understand. You got to try it, because like, it's not a massage, it's a stretch. So like, anybody who's ever felt like, man, I just really need to kind of like, roll my back a little bit, or if you've got one of those like foam rollers or whatever, it basically does that, but you're in a comfortable chair at the same time, and it does it all for you.
Yeah. Do you use it sitting upright, or do you like go the full distance?
No, I go full recline. Okay. Yeah, so I can get the kind of like maximum.
Yeah, it works quite well though. It kind of feels like you're on like a medicine ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So, and do you use the fan at all? Do you find, because that's kind of something other people are curious about, and they think it might be a little bit gimmicky, but.
Yeah. So I live in Texas, and if you know anything about Texas, it's really hot. And I think we just hit like 108 yesterday, so I use it all the time. But it's a lot more powerful than I think you would think, because you can just put it on, and within a couple minutes, you're already like, man, I'm starting to feel kind of cool down here. So yeah, it works very effectively.
Yeah, I find the same thing. Once you kick it into high, it's definitely like a noticeable, immediate, cooling sensation.
And I was also worried about the sound, because I think some people were worried that it was going to be like too distracting, and it's very soft, almost like white noise. So it's after you hear it for the first couple seconds, you just totally tune it out.
Yeah. So is there anything specific that you could compare our chair to like previous chairs that you've tried before that you think is like worth mentioning, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a little bit of some aspects of all of the chairs, at least all of the mainstream chairs in the Libernova, which is why I like it so much. It was kind of one of those things where on paper it kind of felt like almost too good to be true because it's like, well, you've got a lot of the customization aspects, which is something people love about like the steel case Leaf is that it's got so many different ways to customize it.
Yeah.
But that I think has a lot of shortcomings because it's not very big. It also doesn't have as good of like ergonomic back support that I believe that the Libernova has. And I look at like the Herman Miller body, which this chair gets compared to a lot. But again, I just feel like the Herman Miller body is really small in a frame. It doesn't provide the same level of back support that I think this one does from a lumbar perspective. I think lumbar is really hard to get right, and Libernovo was able to get it right. There's a few other chairs I've tried where the lumbar is really great, but it doesn't have as good as other features for like the arms or the headrest or the seat isn't long enough or whatever. And so it's like you always have to kind of trade something off.
Yeah, yeah, that's how I feel. I feel similarly, but obviously I'm a little bit biased working for Livernovo, so yeah. But do you think that there's anything at this price point that's comparable that you've tried?
No, not even remotely. No, I think that there's, I guess it really depends on what your budget is and what you're trying to accomplish. But if you're somebody who like is in a chair for many, many hours a day, I think it's like everybody always says, a really good bed is a really great investment that you can make. But an office chair, if you work from home or if you game a lot, is like one of the best investments you can make because you don't mess up your back. And trust me, like if you don't have back issues and you sit in a bad chair, you will.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and arguably we spend more time in our chairs than we do in our beds. I think, right? So it's worth it. Yeah, it's worth the investment. So you said you've had back pain issues before. Have you felt any different since sitting in your Libernovo, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a big thing. If you have, and again, I think everybody's, backs and bodies are different, but if you have, lower lumbar issues, it's having a chair that supports you in the right way is incredibly important. I mean, I won't get into all my history, but I've been to a lot of, medical doctors that have talked about, spine issues and things like that. And the number one thing they say is you got to move, you got to be able to, get up and walk around, and you got to have a chair that supports you. And the nice thing about the Libernova is as you're moving around, the chair moves with you. And then, it's like your back is actually supported, so you're not having to hunch over, your neck is supported. Like there's a lot of great things about it that I think, somebody who has maybe tried lesser chairs would notice probably right away.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's like you don't notice it until you have tried it, and then you try something else after, and it's like, oh my God, where'd all the support go? Yeah.
Yeah, my wife sat in it and she was like, oh, this is nice. And she just recently got, a totally non-brand chair for her office. And she likes to cross her legs, and she's like, can you cross your legs in this? And I was like, watch this. And you move the arms out to the side, and yeah, it's great. And she was like, oh, that's really cool. So, I think it's just like people who maybe don't really know the ergonomic space as much, I think kind of picture all ergonomic chairs as being like mesh chairs with, just the very standard stock kind of like lumbar support with maybe a little lever in the back, and that's about it, right? And it's like, if you really go down the rabbit hole, there's a lot of different ergonomic chairs out there. And what's cool about the Libernova and what really attracted me to it to begin with is that it felt like it finally took all the best pieces from different chairs and kind of put them together.
Yeah, totally. It's like you said, it's a rabbit hole. It's like looking at pictures of chairs, they all kind of look like they'd be comfortable, but until you've sat in a few and actually like owned a few, I feel like that's when you really start to realize that like, yeah, there's levels to comfort when it comes to an ergonomic chair for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. So is there anything that you'd want to like change about the Maxis or improve or anything that you?
I mean, the only thing I would initially say is again the seat firmness, but it's hard to really say because I mean I'm sitting in it right now. It's totally fine. I think it's just that if you're somebody who really likes a plushy seat, then it's not super soft and plushy, but I do think that that's also a downside to ergonomic chairs because the whole point of an ergonomic chair is to really be supported. And so I think if you want a really soft plushy sink type of thing, that's like a lazy boy or something else that's not really designed to be an office chair.
Hello. Yeah. Okay. So if someone was looking for a chair, would you recommend Librenovo, like the Omni or the Maxis, and then.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And honestly, the Omni is a great chair too. I think it's just more, if you are a smaller frame person, you're probably going to want to be, in not in a Maxis maybe as much, just because it maybe feels too big. But for somebody who's smaller, I think that the support and everything is still just as great with the Omni. It's just that you obviously get the size with the Maxis.
Yeah, and for me, even like I'm a shorter dude, but I find that the Maxis, even if I'm sitting in this chair, it's a lot better than a lot of other kind of standard ergonomic chairs as well. So, yeah. Let's
And
see.
I'll say too, the other nice thing about being a tall person is it raises up high enough, which is another complaint that a lot of people have with a lot of other chairs, is that they don't rate. I'm all the way up on my chair right now, which is great because it feels like it actually gives my legs the support, so they're not like having to bend down or crunch down. So being able to actually extend them the full length is great. And then, if you're in different positions, I know obviously Librenovo has the footrest that comes with it as well, if you choose to get the bundle. So there's other methods too that you can use if you want to kind of be flexible in the way that you use it.
Yeah, so do you use the footrest at all, or?
So I didn't get a footrest with this one. I do have one though, and I mean, I think it's again personal preference. When I'm working and just normally doing like a 9 to 5 work from home, I'm not using the footrest very much. But if I'm reclining or if I'm kind of kicking back, then that's where the footrest comes in.
Gotcha. Yeah, Tim, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just curious. Did you have any concerns before, like actually receiving the chair?
I think my biggest concerns initially were, would you be able to feel the airflow mechanism under the seat? Like, would I be able to actually feel anything hard under the seat? And the answer is no, which I was very surprised by, honestly. Even pressing down with my hand and trying to feel for it, I still couldn't really feel it. So I think that's really impressive that they were able to put that in there, have it be effective, but also not feel it. So props to the team for figuring out how to do that. And then I think the other thing was just, a lot of people have had, concerns about what happens if, the motor were to die or something like that, and it's like in mid-recline or whatever. But I also know that Librenovo, from what I've seen from the support team, offers, replacement parts and everything like that that can, be bought and swapped out and everything too. So, at the end of the day, every chair eventually is going to have a problem someday, so I think you just have to, hope that it's built well and manufactured well, and so far I've had absolutely zero issues with mine.
Sweet. Hi. So that's probably like the rehearsal, like right now. I think it's done. We're in total like 20 minutes.
Wow, really?
Starting with introduction and then like first impressions, as Jordan asking the questions, and then we're gonna have a live Q&A. So we're gonna pull the real questions from the users in the comment area. I don't know, like anywhere. Yeah. So that's in total 20 minutes.
Okay. So
we're gonna meet you
do
in 2 hours or 1.5 hours. I don't know.
Huh?
I think now the rehearsal is done.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So while we're doing this, we're gonna at the end of it probably, if you can read some of the comments, we're gonna get them to ask us some questions and we can talk about it and.
Yeah.
And
so
that'll be a part as well.
we're gonna have a live Q&A like after all these conversations, after you with Jordan, in the actual live.
Okay. So do I stay on here right now, or do I leave and then come back?
Yeah, you can.
Probably you come back around PDA, I think 9:40, which is like 2 hours or 3 hours later. I don't know.
An hour and a half
As
later.
I send you in the email, so you're gonna be
2 hours.
joining us around 9:40 PDT time.
Yeah.
So, okay, sorry. So is that like 11:40 Central Time? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I think so. As I send you the email.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm here at the right time. So, okay, so
I'm gonna connect to
in 2 hours is
as
what
well.
you're saying. In 2 hours,
Yes.
be back here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, thank you so
Okay,
much.
I'll see you guys then.
Cool, man.
Bye.
Nice
See
to
you
meet
later.
you.
See you later.
All right, bye.
All right, later.
That's like very long. It's like around 50 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
I was just trying to make up shit.
So you're actually gonna split it up, right? We're gonna talk with him about like 10 to 15 minutes, and after he's gonna.
I have like 4 sections here. I already sent him the email.
Oh.
Like what I put here.
Ah, okay.
So it's basically the same outline.
Could you just give us a heads up, like when we need to stop asking him some questions? Otherwise, I think we're just gonna keep.
Probably later.
Oh yeah,
During the
yeah.
rehearsal, I'm gonna be there and say
This.
Great.
Okay.
Great.
If I say this, you're gonna asking the questions from the comment. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So,
So
it
just
can
let us
save
know,
you
yeah.
some time. Just ask him to answer the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give yourself like.
I
5
will be
minutes.
looking at you, so if you just gonna show me some gestures, I will just poke
ask
Jordan,
him-
so
ask
stuff.
him- ask him to
Read
ask-
comments.
Yeah, ask him to read the comment.
Okay.
Just need to stop.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. That was not so bad.
Lovely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Not so hard. It's fine.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. 开播了吧？现在。
那个抽奖的环节，那个抽奖的环节就是是不是就是完全不需要就是说价格什么的？